versus SK Gaming. It looks like we're ready to start the pistol round. Are you still with us? Can you make some noise? That's what I'm talking about. Here we go then. SK Gaming will be starting on the T side. They got the Molotovs, the smokes, the flashbangs, as we'll get into the pistol here.
Yeah, interesting setup in the fact that it's going to be Cold and Fallen, both taking utility, both with smokes in hand. Kerrigan, meanwhile, has a kit. Not many nades. I take that back, excuse me. He does have a smoke as well, but not as many nades on the FaZe clan side. And aggressive. As they go all the way up, it's going to be Nico to find Fallen immediately inside of A main. That'll temporarily drop the bomb. And the fact that he was alone in that position, they'll take 3 toward mid. They'll be given map control as a result of it, but they have to go back to get the bomb, either wrapping through the site or going around from Palace. And no one's going to allow that because Nico already finding kills against Bolts.
Well, there it is. It will be nice opening shots there from the FaZe side. It's going to be a 4-on-1 situation. Taco, not really much he can do with this one. He has got the bomb on his back, but overall, it's just looking very difficult indeed. Not known to be the superstar of this team, but he did look good against NIP, as we'll try and find an opening pick. Trying to get something going here. Even if it's one frag, that'll be enough to get him $300. Well, that's a headshot.
Yeah, $300 definitely worth it, but Nico shuts that down as well. Only 1 kill going the way of SK on the pistol round, so great start, exactly what FaZe need. And Rain, interestingly enough, as they said on the desk, the 3rd highest rated player in this event. When you look at the lineup that FaZe clan has, he's not the one that comes to mind, yet his consistency throughout has been remarkable since this lineup, since Malmo, since they were put together.
Well, round number 2 will come through. We're going to see the force spike coming in from SK Gaming. They don't have a ton of utility to work with here. It's Fallen with the Desert Eagle, the smoke, the Molotov. We can see the majority of the firepower heading towards A and middle. Some deagle shots coming through from Coldzera, but it's not enough. Olafmeister and Guardian will take care of him, and it is an opening of 5-on-4. Remember, this is the force spike from SK. No bomb getting planted, of course, in the previous round. And we'll see whether anything happens here towards the Palace area. It's Taco with that Desert Eagle. Has been a very strong weapon in CSGO recently. Doesn't find the shot just now. And now Bolt's trying to recover as Rain finds the 2nd frag.
Opening works. No bomb plants yet for SK, as should be the goal. Nico, a good shutdown, finds Bolts over the top as well, but now we get into the gun rounds as FaZe pick up their 3rd. Excuse me. Pick up their 2nd. However, it's going to be an immediate situation where they'll sit back. No plants, though, as we say for SK, so they weren't able to get out from Palace. They were not able to get the bomb, and as a result, they'll sit with absolutely no investment in this round, which means, naturally, they're going to be building toward a full buy, and presumably the T side of the AWP for Fallen as well.
The full eco here for SK. Not really much they can do with this round, but if they can get the bomb down, that would be absolutely fantastic. They have just got the Glocks here, no armor, no nades. It's going to be very difficult indeed. They lie in wait towards B. They have got 1 player in the Palace position. That's going to be Coldzera, and we'll see whether he can maybe force some sort of rotation out with the Glock in his hand.
Kerrigan, the only one inside of the site directly. Fallen starts the way through. Spotted already from the window, so the nade naturally goes in to try and inflict damage, but Guardian didn't quite lob that far enough. They'll rotate in as well to spot with Kerrigan. In fact, they can't quite flick fast enough to find Fallen either, and they'll back off. Meanwhile, it's going to be on Catwalk, where Olaf still waits to take down Coldzera quite quickly with the M4. As Guardian does further damage, he's gotten 1 tag. He'll go onto the pistol, and naturally, a headshot to Taco. His nade damage allows, or excuse me, Olaf's nade damage allows him to kill in, but 2 assists for Guardian. He continues to build up his wealth. And Kerrigan shuts it down as expected. Now we get into the gun round. I was 1 ahead last time.
I know you're nervous. You're not used to the big stage.
It's true, I'm not.
You're getting used to it.
You're a former pro. Well, I source they had events like this, didn't they?
Exactly. This is my environment. This is where I do my best work. So I'll look after you. Don't worry. It's going to be absolutely fine. And it was fine that round as well. For FaZe, you can see it. Quite the clean sweep there. Not really giving much away. It's Olafmeister and Guardian getting things done. And we'll get into the gun round now as we enter round number 4. And we'll see whether Taco and Co can get things up. But Guardian, aggressive, of course, towards the lower ramp. He won't be able to hit the first shot, but he's sticking around, Matt. He's not scared to fight here, and he might find himself in a spot of bomber. Rain will bail him out for now, but still in a very tight situation. Bolts knows he's there, and he'll throw the nade, but all things will subside as the smoke holds him at bay.
Going 1 for 1's not exactly what they were looking for with that setup. A good play from Rain to back up Guardian, because when he missed the second shot, He was already committed inside of the cave, so as a result, he does keep the AWP. He'll stay alive as well, and he'll start to be dynamic by rotating back toward connector. Cold Zero, meanwhile, toward top middle, is just holding to see if any further aggression will be thrown toward the SK side. They don't have a lot of map control when you consider where they're positioned currently on the map as well. A main is sat and held by Fur. Again, they talked about his aggression toward connector, and on the CT side especially, but then it's Palace, and finally they start to get something going toward middle where Cold sneaks up to the cubby. He can get vision therefore to catwalk, but even still, they don't have much vision or indication, information, if you will, of exactly where FaZe's defense is set.
This will be some sort of execution towards the A side. Can see 3 players lying in where we've still got the smokes available, which will be deployed right now. Fur throws it towards the jungle, and we'll see the flashbang start to rain in at this point. It's up to Guardian to defend. It's 3-0 for FaZe with Cold Zero. He's started to fight back at this point. Through the smoke, Nico will do some damage, but not much, as it's going to be Carrigan pushing off towards short. Very good job to actually bring it into a 3-on-3 situation, but the bomb will be planted.
Anthony Guardian has a gap under the smoke. Nico tries to spot it back in, falling with the bomb down. It's finally giving SK something to work with, and the retake will come in from connector. It puts Fallen in the open and flashed off. Carrigan's easily able to take him. It puts Guardian as well toward the top of the Tetris stairwell. See toward A main where Bolt has to go more passive. Fur is trying to do exactly what he's known best for. Find further map control away from the play, but it's planted on the inside of the boxes.
So far away.
They don't even know that they're on this. Finally, the peek comes in from Bolt. He will take down the diffuser. That gives Fur the chance to walk into the site, and it's down to a one-on-one, and Nico knows he can't hold. He doesn't have the time, and Fur's able to find the clutch.
That's so nice from Fur. Very confident there. Went for the long con all the way around from the A ramp towards middle. Comes in from the connector. It's a bad plant, but the fact he hits the shots, he makes it so uncomfortable with the CTs. They can't hold him at bay. Guardian taken down there, and Nico, he wanted to go for the full defuse, but he knew it wasn't an option, and Fur will find the final frag and the first round on the board for SK Gaming. 3-1 now, and FaZe, they'll still have money, of course. They have the AWP for Guardian, but they're being whittled down. Carrigan's still on the FAMAS, and we're into round number 5 here. It's going to be 4 players from SK towards the A round. This is a contact play. Flashbang in, and through the smoke we go. Taka to open things up. Nothing towards Shadow. It's a very defensive hold, and one that won't be working out for now. As SK find the first frag, it's Bolt stay down Nico, but he's not done just yet. He wants more kills towards CD Spawn.
Rain sits behind Ticket. Bolts is very close, but there's nothing Rain can do. He can't swing out because he's also being watched off from A main. Finally, a smoke down he can take advantage of. It's not thrown by his team, but he'll try and get above anyway. Bolts does have vision, but he's not ready for it. Snap back late with Olaf taking down Cold. The retake is promising. There's kits for 3 of the 4. Guardian the only one without, and that's because he had to invest into the AWP. Smoke down to cover the cross, and Fallen this time will take the same approach as Fur by trying to rotate around. It gives him a lineup toward the bomb if he can swing wide enough, but Fur's got a lineup instead from A main. A good spray through. Taco backs off. They don't need to do anything further. Guardian needs to save the AWP, so SK find 2 in response immediately, and FaZe will be left without money in the next round.
Good work by SK Gaming. It's Fur to step up once again as the flames come alight on the stage there, and will be round number 6 coming through. But Fur, once again through the smoke, he's starting to show up in spades here for SK. Seemed like a quiet start for them going down 3-0, but this is looking much better now, as now we do have the AWP for Guardian. Deagles around him, P250s as well. There won't be a force buy here. You can see no armor purchase, keeping himself around the 2K mark. And as the lost bonus accumulates, they'll have $2,400 into the next round. Will be enough for a buy, especially if Guardian can save the orb. But here's one of the players, Matt, that can win rounds single-handedly, especially on a map like Mirage. He wants to go towards middle at the very start, then back towards B. It's all about funneling towards the stack. As you can see, Fallen aware of the situation. He's waiting very timidly at the top of middle. Doesn't want to give anything away, waiting for the aggression to come in from the CT side. There won't be much to look for right now. The CTs don't want to push it. They want to hold and see whether Guardian can make something happen. If he gets 1 pick, gets a double, funnels him towards B where they've got 2 players there, even 3 now, that could be absolutely everything. He holds towards short as SK investigate. They're trying to get information the best they can right now.
Taco will back off of B. Even with the smokes down, they've done enough to rotate a 3rd player into that position, especially where they're on pistols. They have to stack it up. So Guardian's the man you have to watch. Naturally, the AWP needs to put himself in the most applicable position. That's mid. Can swing either direction as quick as it needs. It's going to be a run boost. Guardian's not positioned immediately so as to see the boost itself. I take that back, but he's flashed off. So even though they go for the boost, he still has the angle. He's not fooled. He's not thrown off his aim, and yet somehow Cold wins it with an AK. That opens up mid to take down Kerrigan as well. And immediately SK take advantage of the map. Just the pistols to work with, no armor, no utility, and no kits. So Nico, even though he's positioned well, he could actually catch off Cold. Gun barrel shows he'll take the jump and take down Cold because he has to get a reload. That picks up an AWP. That makes things interesting, especially if he had to follow that up with a shot inside of the A site.
It's 3-on-2 now with Nico, the AWP, like we said. Might want to consider saving that. He'll at least explore the idea of winning the round as he makes his way towards CT spawn. Smoke down. No kit, of course, but one frag into the round to see if there's anything available. Any mistakes to be made by SK, but they're veterans. They shouldn't give much up at this point. They know the kits are very unlikely on the CT side, and Nico knows it. He'll fall back. Oh, will he, Matt? He'll be taken down. Taco finds him. He has been pretty on point today, I have to say, Taco. He's been finding tremendous work, especially on training against NIP. He looks really, really strong. And it's up to Olofmeister now, just trying to see if there's any exit frags available, but I think he'll just be saving the AK-47 at this point.
Olaf to find Fer. Good shot toward top middle.
Whoa.
It's a little bit warmer on this side of the stage.
A little bit toasty up here.
Yeah, it's not bad. You need a tan anyway, Henry, so it's
true. I'll take everything I can get. As we get into round number 7, we'll have a look at the money for FaZe. It's not looking fantastic. They have got about 4.5k per player and a saved AK, so they definitely will be buying to this round. As you can see, coldzera doing what he does best, finding frags left, right, and center. What a game we had to open things up today as well. A little bit awkward there towards the end, but still, they've tied things up 3-3. As we'll get into the next round, we'll see if a double AWP setup is possible here. I don't think it is for FaZe, absolutely not. So it'll be Guardian on the single AWP once again. Currently sits on 4 kills and 2 deaths. All for Fallen, though. This is where things get interesting. He's currently on 1 kill, 4 deaths for the first time he's had the AWP on Mirage. Very beneficial weapon to have on either side, and that will be a key storyline as we get further into this game. See if SK change at the pace. We do know they have lots of execution potential here. Bolt's lining up a smoke and throwing them in straight away, just trying to suggest some sort of presence coming on this side of the map. Fast A split is certainly possible. That smoke's actually very clever. Takes away vision for the A round, but allows him to actually push through with a flashbang and have no problem getting towards Tetris.
Exactly that. Tetris is a fine position to have, especially if someone's playing in shadow or near the firebox. So lots of information available. Guardian was positioned and ready for it. Early Molotov as well, but still was forced off the angle. So Taco to make contact from the Palace. Bolts. They'll sit toward A main. Unintentionally drop back toward the horseshoe. And it's rather patient play. Fallen as always is patient with the AWP on this map. It's not one of his more flashy ones, to be completely honest with you. It's just to get inquisitive toward A ramp itself. Quick Molotov. Cover off the rotations from jungle. No one forced out from it. And despite that, SK has been struggling to get information early on, and they're playing very passively. They've still picked up the 3 subsequent gun rounds.
We'll go back towards the A bomb site. The smokes will be deployed momentarily.
Guardian is toward,
just yet.
Guardian's towards CT stairs. Keep that in mind as well when the smokes go down, because that's where the bomb is intended to go. One smoke will cover him off. Guardian's flashed. In fact, rather than going up on ticket, he's going to get aggressive, but the second flash catches him entirely. He doesn't catch bolts, get to Tetris. Therefore, swings out, can't hit the shot, and he's got problems because they're in towards Sandwich. Actually, I take it back. He did clip Fur and Fallen through the edge of the wall. It looked like it was reasonably close, but it's not a kill. If it had been, Bolts may have had bigger problems trying to find Rain. Good play, therefore, from Olaf to hold the position. It's reverse firebox. Fur's going to play post-plant position and allow them to walk in. The bomb not planted for him, but he'll quickly be able to get to anyone, kit or not. And in fact, that is the situation that Guardian has and Olaf does not, if they get near the bomb. The problem is Olaf's expecting the flank. They've done it so many times. Fur gets aggressive, catches off Guardian, and Olaf now knows he's firebox, but is looking for bolts. He heard him head toward the window, but he's taking so long to find him. Good shot. That Fur's able to slip away, and it doesn't even matter. Olaf's realized it now, and Fur's even hurt him, so even worse, he'll go down as well.
He had to pick up the kit there towards the steps area. It cost him a couple of seconds, and then SK will be able to capitalize. Good effort there by Olofmeister, but buying so much time, it didn't seem like he had a possibility to actually win the round in total. There'll be 4-3 to SK Gaming, and we'll have a look at the money situation. So FaZe will have to take pretty much full eco here. They'll get out some deagles. and a CZ, just to know, a bit of body armor. We'll call this a partial buy. No nades or diffuse kits to work with, but SK Gaming in cruise control right now as they do manage to take the lead. They are looking impeccable today, I have to say. This unit is firing on all cylinders, and it will be coldzera, of course, at the very top. But the pistols, especially against the FaZe clan map, they're always going to be a deadly factor. And you can see Olof Meister encroaching towards the top of middle. They'll be looking for coldzera here, but that's no easy task. What an angle he's got there. How do you pre-fire that? I'm not so sure, but we'll see if they can do anything about this. Olof Meister not going to be pushing and committing all the way. He knows that Fallen likes to hold that defensive angle, looking towards the top of middle, but this time it will be coldzera.
For shot back in, only finds one. Rain's able to slip underneath. Cole does hold station as Olaf will go down. Finally, some aggression from FaZe. We typically do see them get, I suppose you could say, impatient in some ways with the pistols to try and take over map control. And they don't have the money to work with. Cold. It's quick. And he gets information that there was one running back up connector, but Taco couldn't find an angle to catch Rain off. He tried. Didn't want to expose himself either. Good positioning from Nico with a deagle as well.
Yeah, it's a good job to get towards C-spawn, but a lot of work to do here. Taco just firing off speculative shots there towards Shadow, seeing him get any sort of damage there. No one will be in that position necessarily, but look at Nico's position coming from the Palace. He could actually do a lot of damage here, man. There won't be a final commitment. If Taco goes down, he gives away the AK-47. We know what Nico can do with that weapon. Makes his way towards Shadow. This is looking more promising now for SK, but Rain still can find a shot, but no damage inflicted.
Nico coming back in from Palace, though, has a chance. Kerrigan's gone. And we know Nico's so good at his eagle, finds Bolt as well. He was an absolute stud on it in Oakland, but Fallen's got the shot instead over top of the ramp. And it's now 5 straight rounds for SK. Maximum loss bonus, therefore, for FaZe, but that's on the CT side. So they're vulnerable. They'll take advantage of it this round and go double op. Guardian and Olaf going to be the second one wielding it.
Yeah, when things get a little bit desperate, this is when the double op setup is usually deployed.
It's interesting that it's going to be Olaf, though, because typically Kerrigan, even in the TSM days, was the second, actually the main op on the CT side of Mirage.
But yeah, you can't argue with Olof Meister's skill level compared to Kerrigan, right? Like, you're always going to allow him to do what he wants, the former best player in Counter-Strike in the entire world. Good nades towards top and middle. That does a ton of damage, but we'll see if this double op setup yields any sort of success here for the FaZe side. Have been struggling the last few rounds here. Olof up against it now. There's no orb for Fallen, but he hasn't necessarily been showing it a lot this tournament. He actually, against NIP, he was more actually inclined to use the AK-47 and giving the orb responsibilities towards coldzera, which was working very well. 5 AKs for now, though. They still have their smokes available here. Taco and coldzera have deployed most of their utility, waiting for any sort of CT reaction to come through. We have got the kits here, a few flashbangs and incendiaries on the CT side, but for now it's all about the mid control. Of course it is. Smokes towards connector and the window. Maybe the B split coming through here. We'll see where they decide to finish things up as Nico will go exploring towards the window area. Has got a gap there. That could mean everything for him.
Nico finds Taco. Gap does work out first, still stuck inside the middle with nowhere to go. There's smoke at the top of the connector as well, but thankfully Cold is posted on the catwalk to watch both the window and anyone walking out behind him. Instead, though, he'll wrap all the way back around. Give up on the approach of trying to find anyone toward A, and the attack goes toward the B side. Cold's posted to catch off rotations. Perfectly so. And he'll wait for the call as to when to approach. Meanwhile, back in spawn, Bolts is still set to get some utility toward the A site, maybe just hold the thought that they would be heading that direction. And he'll head over now. Fine from Olaf and Kerrigan, crossfire already set, no one's fooled. As Kerrigan still sits on the bench, he knows that he's there, but can't wrap around him when he does. Kerrigan's ready for it. If he had gone too fast, Olaf had the AWP in position, and finally a gun round goes toward FaZe's side. It's their first gun round of the entire game.
Kerrigan lighting them up. It was a very slow approach there from SK. We saw the mid control come through, deploying the smokes towards the connector and the window position, but back towards B they went, all the way through with a contact play, and it didn't really work out for them. Kerrigan, with great synergy with his teammate there, utilizing their flashbangs, managing to find 2 frags, stay alive, and SK Gaming got nothing done there. So this is looking more promising now for the FaZe side. With that double orb set up, of course, still being as well. maybe a change of pace here for the CT side. That's the options you have with the double ops. You can push aggressively towards the A-ramp, connect, even top and middle, come through. The kind of amount of talent we have on the server right now is off the scale. So look out for those kind of plays. Nico with a very good spawn up against Taco potentially in that Palace position. We'll see if he decides to challenge him.
Number 1 and number 2 in the world. So the double up stays up. They carry an AK over. 4 players stayed alive. That does prolong the immediate possibility of a reset. Gives them at least a round buffer to work with, and even if they go down here, they can make up for it. As SK take mid control using lower and FaZe in position near the ledge, they could go for the boost for Fallen on the AWP. It would actually give the vision toward Guardian, but they're going to send him toward Connector instead to see if he can spawn immediately inside of the site. Nico going very aggressive, but no one at A main, at least not in direct contention for him. Bomb is there, but it's held back by bolts on one of the 2 pistols. He's just waiting for the openings to be made. And FaZe the investigator to try and find that opening. If he even gets 1 kill, that'll immediately call for the rush, but they have to be cautious of the fact that Nico is so far forward and has position. If he gets 1 kill on a pistol as they run in, he'll just immediately go down toward T-spawn and cover it off, and that's exactly what's going to happen now as Fallen, meanwhile, is behind the smoke. Nico's looking for his respective shot. Fallen does hit the no-scope onto Guardian in an op versus op battle, but Nico has the prime seat. Doesn't even need to do anything at this point. Taco's going to just be in the open range, finds it, and now it is the bomb of Bolts, who, again, was waiting for the opening and couldn't find it.
Well, that will be the end of the round. It's FaZe to tie things up, Nico to find the final few incisions. And we'll have the money completely destroyed for the SK side. So FaZe a chance to take the lead at this stage. The A approach didn't really work out for them. You can see Rain doing fantastic work there with the M4A4 on top of that ticket booth as well. Very good move, and he's always been known to be a strong unit on the A side. And it's his coach Robin there just congratulating him on a fantastic performance in round number 10. We'll have a look at the final buy coming in for SK into round number 11 here. Tech 9s, PD50s, Glocks, no armor. Just an attempt to get towards that B side mat and see if they can get the bomb down. That's the main objective. Almost certainly can't win the round as they take a nade right in the face. They're going to push this smoke with a flashbang and just hope for the best. Carrigan licking his licks at this prospect. Can hear them coming, and the MP9 will start to do some work. He'll only get 1 frag, and the bomb, it's got a real possibility of going down now.
It certainly will go down as well. Bolts able to hold it. Taco immediately found as he shoulder peeks and tries to bait out the shot from Olaf. Bomb down though does still give them some chances. Bolts is going to hold off. Fallen's gone a long way away from the picture. He's expecting a flank. Cold boosted up, finds 1. Keep in mind as well that they've gotten Olaf down to just 14 HP, so Bolt is able to get the headshot. Guardian pulls 1 back, and Cold dinks up a second. That's going to give Fallen a chance to drop in. MP9 could be enough because he just has to play the time, but Guardian has the position.
Very exciting round there for SK. That was pretty much the full eco. A couple of flashbangs pushing through the smoke. They managed to get a trade and the bomb down there, and Fallen getting the information that his teammate had done significant damage to the player beneath the window. He took a chance. He jumps out with the MP9, finds the kill, comes down to the 1v1, but Guardian 1 step ahead of him. It's a great round from SK. They certainly keep FaZe modest as we get into the final few rounds of the first half, and they'll have a full buy here. It's going to be the all for Fallen once again. A quiet game from him, just to know. 4 kills, 8 deaths. Guardian on the other side, only 6. So the AWP is not having significant impact as the game develops, but I'm sure they're just getting warmed up here. As you said before, this is number 1 and number 2 in the world going at it right now as we enter the next round. I haven't really seen too much in terms of aggression from FaZe. They haven't really changed the game plan so far. The earlier gun rounds a little bit difficult for them, but right now they're taking the lead. It's 6-5.
Taking it back with 3 straight rounds, but guns up now for SK. And again, in doing so, with those rounds, it completely turned the tables economically. For Fallen, and he's through the smoke. He's getting very, very aggressive as well, but Rain's found Bolts toward a ramp. That'll certainly slow the pace. It leaves 4 stranded SK players inside of middle, and they'll go passive as a result. Olaf knows they're there, and he saw it and sensed the smoke. Hence the rotation toward Connector, get better vision. Smoke down at the bottom as well means FaZe has no access, and Olaf's not even willing to peek. FaZe will play discipline. They don't want to give away the man advantage. A flash for information, but that's all. Cold spots a kneecap, but backs away. Fallen has gotten boosted up, misses a shot that gives Olaf the chance to take him down.
Really nice play from Olaf Meister there, keeping the dream alive, gets that 5-on-3 advantage. Carrigan, strong position towards the B apartments at the same time. This should be a guaranteed FaZe round, but we have got Cold Zera alive. He's pushed towards the window, but this positioning from Olaf, this is just Really nice, textbook stuff. He's eradicating risks. He's called for his teammates, the window is covered. They can't actually come towards that jungle area. He'll take them down. Time ticking away as we're at the 45-second mark. We've got only one smoke and one flashbang. It really is up to Fur right now to find an opening and see if he can get anything done here. For SK Gaming, that's the shot, and he'll hit it.
We'll have to watch the cross toward the vent as well. Cold Zero, the one inside. Fur could swing. They need to get the bomb toward the site for the plant, however, and the only man really standing in their way, and even indirectly, is Rain, who's covered off a kill toward A main. And it's almost become predictable that SK puts one toward A main and three out from connector and mid, so Rain should now be confident he has the position to work with the bomb down. Guardian's made a little bit of noise, and Cold will know he's heading towards CT, so they'll have the consideration in play. Taco knows as well, though, that he can't peek from triple. Without a smoke down, smoke goes down, it doesn't matter, Rain still wins the duel. Olaf's gonna try and go in late, but Cold easily able to execute him, and he'll turn his attention toward the catwalk because it's he and Kerrigan that will now do battle. That will slow Kerrigan down on the retake. Rain has to swing to try and help. Cold's gonna win out his duel. Fleur found the other, and a spectacular shot in the middle of the site, 6-6.
Really nice work there. How have SK brought that one back? It was a 5-on-3 advantage. It looked like everything was locked down, but they were too passive there. It was FaZe sitting so far back, allowing them to actually give some control away towards the connector area, and this is what happened. Fur, he'll find Nico in the back, one of the key players, of course, and Rain. He'll fall to his death, and one by one, they pick them off. It was Cold Zero watching towards middle, hoping his teammate Fur could open things up, and he's one of the best in the world, and Fur shows us what he's capable of, and ties things up at 6-6. And it's a difficult buy now for FaZe. Being whittled away is going to be Olafmeister with the famous Kerrigan on the CZ. We still have got the AWP for Guardian, but is it enough? Whoever wins this round will be sending their opposition right down to the doldrums in terms of the financial situation for the final couple of rounds. Galil, Alpha Taco, no one feeling too comfortable at this point. Been a very passive game, not necessarily as fast-paced as I'd expected. I would have thought we'd see very aggressive pushes towards middle, towards that underpass, but a lot of respect being shown for either side.
Bolts to peek direct. And was flashed off, so he wasn't exposed, and therefore Bolts can't find his opening kill. Fallen this time to complement a straight A approach. And he'll, I was gonna say fine Rain. He had the anticipation correct, but couldn't see him inside of the smoke. Misses the first shot as well. And the flash out, he's sitting in the open. Good spray down from Nico. He looks for the double, can't find it. But Fallen's tagged. He gets away with 10 HP, and that could be enough for the AWP because he gets Rain inside of the smoke. Immediately goes down to Guardian in return through the edge of the box, and then Guardian's able to turn it around. Nico holds true, and FaZe have definitely looked better in the later stages of the first half.
Yeah, switching to that double up setup and getting a bomb site completely locked down. It seems SK Gaming can't manage to actually open things up as we get into round number 14. There will be no money really available to have to eco for the final round here. But yes, you're absolutely right. FaZe starting to come to life now. It's Guardian who's found his 9th frag and Fallen with the Desert Eagle will try and get towards that A ramp and push through the fire. Has been known to do that in the past, but this time he'll show a little bit more patience. 7-6, and we do know SK can be very deadly with the pistols in these sort of situations.
Go backs away. Taco trying to work his way back inside of the site as Nico looks to one side and immediately realizes he's on his own and left to fend for himself. His teammates occupied elsewhere. Rain did not have the position to work CT, and a great deagle shot from Fallen, but he gets taken down on the cross by Olaf. Not his first kill on the AWP, not his first round with it, as he seemingly is comfortable being the second upper on this map. Like you say, you can't really argue with his skill.
Absolutely. Well, it's still a 4-4. Make it 4-3 as Bolts no managed to get one frag in favor of SK here. No bomb going down just yet. Kerrigan going away towards a jungle position for only with that Glock, remember. This is an eco. They have managed to give Cold Zero the rifle, and he'll get the bomb down here. All of a sudden, this is looking quite possible. Oh, he can't take the shot with the Glock, so it's not going to work out. Fur has to wait.
Good shot from Fur. Did wait patiently enough. First shot had to take out the vent. Rain, meanwhile, takes out Cold. Flash is going to go far. He doesn't know that he's in jungle. He's found the first kill, turns it around against Fur as well.
That's so smart from Rain. You can see how composed he is in that sort of situation. It seemed like it was impossible. 3 players to find, but they had no armor. He picks them off one by one. A spinning turret on the A bomb site. Knows exactly where the final player is there towards jungle, and he holds strong for his teammates. It was Fur. Really nice play there from the CPL position, managing to get a Glock headshot. Didn't think that was going to be possible, that sort of range, but he nails it. But they can't win the round, and here's Rain. Just spinning around, like I said, but he can't do anything to find the final kill.
Rain will go immediately to the window this time. Guardian, single op setup last round of the half, and SK have 6 already achieved. And it seemed easy when they found those 6 to start this half. Lost the pistol, of course, but none rounds are going to be even if they go 9-6. Olaf, good push. Guardian as well takes Fallen. Olaf all the way toward T-Spawn. He'll swap out for the AK-47. Now he thinks they've gone toward the B apartments. That is correct. The fact that they've rotated back through the underpass means they get to mid, and he cannot commit to a full flank because that puts him out of position, if anything. The boost up. Taco goes down. Maybe there had to have been a second player from middle, and it's just Bolts to find. And if they've had their wits about them, they'll know that Bolts has been toward A ramp pretty much every single round, and Rain's ready for that as well.
Back and forth game there. FaZe opening up with a 3-0. SK Gaming coming to life with a solid team play. Not too many strategies deployed there. Now, we haven't seen those crazy fakes or the executions we've come to know and love from the Brazilian side towards the A-bomb site. A very default game in that sense, but we'll see whether SK can bounce back in the second half. They are very well versed on Mirage, and if they win the pistol, they're right back into this.
So 9-6 in a game that FaZe, I think, need a little bit more than SK. I haven't seen the points after the tie between Astralis and North. That does split the top of the chart. Astralis obviously playing with Dennis have done better than I think a lot of people expected, but FaZe and SK are 2 of the favorites that could make it into the finals. Good find from Bolts as he immediately gets through the smoke to get Kerrigan. He's had trouble to find openings on the T side. He wasn't given much to work with toward A main, but he's certainly made his contribution felt in this, the second pistol of the game. Cold, he'll do the same to find Guardian, but gets taken down in effect by Rain. And Taco has to stay passive and patient inside of the site. Nearly got a chance, but overcommitted to the peak and didn't realize Rain was so close. Traded back. The Bolts falls to Olaf immediately thereafter. So gives us 2-1-2. Good shot. Take that back. Fur with a found on Rain. And from range, of course, the USP wins the duel. 9-7 SK get their pistol. It seems like split 1-1.
It seems like FaZe done absolutely everything correct there. They find the opening kills. They're going fast towards B, splitting the bomb site. It's going very well for them. The retake is just impeccable from the SK side, hitting absolutely every headshot. This was the play here. I'm surprised they went for that plant. You can see there was 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining. They go for the open plant and give the round away. Fur can't believe his luck as we enter round number 2. I'm assuming we'll see the force by here with no bomb going down. Indeed, we will. Deagle, CZ, one smoke, and not even a flashbang here as Fallen wants to find the first kill, but he'll be greeted by Rain. Take him down with the reply, and still a nice shot to kick things off.
For quick peek to get information toward mid. Backs around and looks again to try and find anyone rushing up connector, but it's Bolts that gets the information relayed. As a result, Taco is ready and in position, but it's Cold to get 1 kill, only 1 kill. It's Kerrigan. And Kerrigan again that have actually won the exchange for FaZe, to give them the advantage. Fur left to clutch. 2 kills already. He's going to swing as well. He knows the bomb's in the site, but he can't find it. Kerrigan has completely evaded him. He's gone toward the kit, but he thinks this is going toward B. B is correct.
Yeah,
the call has been made.
He's given the call there. He's gone towards T-spawn. They've done this. This is looking perfect. Kerrigan now can rotate through. He can actually watch towards short and actually lock that risk off, and Fur knows he's out of this. He's not going to have a chance here. Look at the positioning coming in from Olafmeister, actually holding so deep in the kitchen. The communication's on point. The round's done. Fur can absolutely not win this. Dead. Down he goes. Olafmeister will find the final shot, and it will be double digits for FaZe as they bounce back in the second round.
We're joined in from our B stream as well, as Astralis made short work of G2. So this is the last game of this round, still continuing on, and just as Astralis and the Danes did short work there, it's Kerrigan that leads the way for FaZe in a 10-7 game. Guardian, one of the AKs will set to smoke. It's Bolts that wants to get aggressive with the CZ at Palace, but Nico's certainly ready with it. Moss in hand. And for those just joining us, SK at 9-6 won the second half. Pistol, good find from Nico, but lost the subsequent force by 2 phases. Nico gets 1 back. Smoke off, no boost required, but foot showing, and Rain's able to spray through to find Fallen. Bomb planted, and just Cold and Taco.
Yeah, not really much they can do in this situation, I'm afraid. Cold Zero will be able to salvage the scout from the connector, but that's all he'll be able to do is save that weapon and fall back. FaZe, after winning the second round force buy, will be in the driving seat right now. This wasn't necessarily a full investment for SK. I didn't see everyone get armor, but Fallen brought out the scout. You can see coldzera with the helmet and the deagle. Of course, he wants to save that. He got a deagle, can drop to a teammate, or give the scout towards Fallen. He might as well do that. He definitely can't win the round at this point, but it will be 11-7 in favor of the FaZe side. Just to remind you, this is two of the world's best teams going at it right now. It's always going to be a close affair. So much talent on this server. You've got arguably two of the best players in the absolute planet on it right now. coldzera and NiKo going toe-to-toe.
So one more round that SK has to wait before guns can be brought back out. Gives FaZe a chance to build up their economy, as Kerrigan does have a MAC-10. That certainly gives the kill reward, $600 per kill in the SMG. NiKo with 49 already in the bank as well. Could arguably afford to go down on the FAMAS. Cole tries to take over Catwalk. It's Taco in shadow position. Kerrigan's gonna rush through that. MAC-10, that's why. He can look for the information early. Smoke down to the top of the stairs means all he has to focus on is Taco's position. Quick double take, realizes he's there, and Bolt swings out from behind the firebox, but Rain gets close. Burns Cold alive as well. It's just for, and this is a clever position, but it doesn't really amount to much. When they're in this situation, I take it back to Dink on the second player. Man, oh man, NiKo down to 9, but FaZe find their 12th round.
Quite a simple procedure there for the FaZe side towards the A-bomb site. A little bit of execution there, staying as the 5-man unit, making sure trade potential is coming through in spade. You can see they lose a couple of frags, but it's dealt with. And Rain is playing very, very well right now. He's finding all the shots required, keeping the dream alive, dropping the utility correctly. See a little cheeky Molotov kill there to finish things off. This is do or die time now for the Brazilians. As Rain goes quickly towards middle, they're changing the pace. This is what we wanted to see, but Fallen through the smoke will take him down. Kerrigan trying to rectify the situation. He's making his way toward connector.
Smoke again. It's cold, just waiting for anyone to get above it and try and get toward the fence. If the smoke's in position, it's presumable that they would get toward the top of the fence and then jump inside of the window, so it's the only angle he can really applicably hold in this situation, but FaZe have to slow the pace, and with guns, SK finally get an early round lead. Bomb toward the B apartments. NiKo heads back that direction as well. No committal as of yet.
Opening pick is what we needed. Fallen will open things up. The recovery situation for FaZe right now as they make their way towards the A-bomb side. This should be a set piece. We didn't see many of these from the SK side. Kerrigan will be towards the Palace position. They still have their smokes available. Up to Guardian to really have a look and see whether there's opening pick available first before they actually commit to the bomb site here, and that's exactly what's happening right now. You can see him just checking every single angle. He's obviously got the AWP and wants to look towards CT spawn and see if there's anything for him here.
It's the response. Clean contact, no smoke. I think he spotted Bolts. Definitely did that time, but couldn't find the shot through the board. They still know that he's there. The information is enough to open up the floodgates from Palace as Guardian gets a second attempt. Bolts goes down for a response, but Guardian goes aggressive over top of Tetris, and it's Kerrigan that will fight forward to cut off Fallen. Cole will get one in response, but Taco now finds himself having to clutch back. NiKo recovers bomb, but it's given enough time for Taco to sneak in, and the post plant won't be established with NiKo still so close to the box, and he knows he's behind default, so he waits for the angle, but it leaves him in the open. Has to commit, and has to rush into a double position. What a shot from NiKo, 13 rounds FaZe.
That's really well played from FaZe. They lost the opening pick. It was down to Guardian to recover the situation. You saw what he did. He misses the first shot towards CD spawn, but he saw this player didn't move out, drops the Molotov on Bolt's head, finds the second shot. That's all down to Guardian. They have enough to work with that. The bomb goes down in time, and NiKo with a stunning headshot to close things out. 13-7, SK down to pistols. This is looking like a FaZe game. SK have got a lot of work to do to get back into this one.
And that's a 3-round reset as well, so SK back to the pistols. It looked promising after the first half, and when you consider as well that they won 5 gun rounds in a row after losing the opening round of the game. coldzera, meanwhile, still holding toward Catwalk, needs to find long angles to cover off in middle, but it's not likely with a CZ75 unless, I mean, it is cold after all, unless he hits a miraculous shot. So that's going to give Rain a lot of freedom as he'll smoke off the top of connector so as to clear it. Double checks to make sure no one's gone aggressive at the start of the round and gotten into the underpass, but with all the information, it's now about him slowing it down and making sure they don't walk into a stack of pistols, which is exactly what is in effect on the B site.
Always a chance for the Desert Eagles here, but great map control coming through from FaZe clan as they go towards the connector. The first shot had to connect there for Fallen. He did some damage, but it's not enough. They'll commit towards the A side, checking every nook and cranny here. Towards jungle is Rain. He's got that position locked down. It's a pretty much B stack here, as you can see on the mini-map right now. So I doubt Fallen can hold off this attack by himself, but he'll certainly try, as the smokes will be deployed now. And the final play comes through. Guardian takes out a rotating player, and they'll know exactly where Fallen is and take care of him momentarily as the bomb is planted.
Shots don't land. Nico takes Fallen quick and clean. Taco and Bolts. Armor on Taco. Gonna post up and look for the exit kills. If they can get one gun carried over, it would be massively beneficial to their efforts. However, no one really gonna be exiting carelessly on the FaZe side either. In fact, I imagine they'll group together. And even if a gun is taken down, it'll be an immediate trade. Taco can time it well. He might get away with it, but I highly doubt they get anything to carry over. So 14 rounds, 2 to go for FaZe in this, our 5th round of Blast Pro Series. One more open round to determine the 2 finalists out of the 6 teams. Taco does get 1 kill late, and I think he did just get to the AK. That was exactly the timing I was talking about. Had to be just at the end of the round so no one had the trade potential.
He definitely got a Taco, a struggle for him there. 4 kills, 17 deaths, but he does save the AK-47. Is it going to be enough to start racking up some rounds now? We need some serious momentum here for SK Gaming. They have got the loss bonus in their favor. The AWP comes out once again. The M4 to their defuse kits, utility, everything they need is ready and waiting. They just need to start hitting these shots at this point. Guardian, what an awakening he's had in towards the latter stages of this game. He's looked fantastic here. Round number 22 coming in. SK Gaming look rattled. We haven't seen them try and push up towards middle. We haven't really seen them have that Brazilian flair as of yet. It's FaZe have been dictating the pace with their faster strategies, their set pieces, their fakes. And Sneeko has been hitting some wonderful shots at the same time. 19 kills for him, 10 deaths.
Single op for Guardian. Those of you who joined in from the other stream.
Here we go, that's what we
that was
want.
double opping it. Fallen goes aggressive. It's a leg shot though, and Guardian can't quite get in position to follow up. Olaf down to 16, and Fallen has a smoke to at least try and get away, but I'm not even sure. The Molotov there, I wasn't even sure he was going to have the chance to do so.
So it is Fallen trying to be assertive at the very start of the round. They get that opening pick, but it wasn't enough. Sure, he gets the leg shot, but they wanted the advantage. They're having to deploy the utility now to hold FaZe at bay, and that's actually going to work. You can see them rotating back towards T-spawn with the bomb as well. They wanted to go for that fast A split, but it was good use of the grenades from SK Gaming to deny them, but they are leaving Rain here. So this could be everything. If he can get an opening pick while the bomb makes his way towards B, he's trying to funnel everyone to this side of the map. Currently 3 players there and 2 towards the B site. If Guardian can get something going here, it might be enough. Flashbangs come in, and up to Fallen to try and get the intel as to where they're heading right now.
Flames down for Guardian to stare through. Pre-scoped already, so he wants to slide up and try and find the angle toward jungle. If he scopes in close, the reason he likes not to is because Fur would hear it and potentially capitalize the fact that he's not ready for it. Fallen certainly is ready, takes the shot immediately, and Bolts finds 2. They've not even considered Fur's position. He may not even have to do anything. Bolts finding Kerrigan as well, leaves the bomb down and 16 HP. From the very start of the round when Fallen went toward the underpass, Olaf's gonna have to sit back, so they'll get one more round on the SK side. 14-8 seems a substantial lead, but with the economy, if they can break it down, actually not the worst case in the world for SK. We know they run on momentum, and we also know, based on Columbus way back in the last year against Liquid, that these guys do never give up.
Absolutely true. Well, there will be a nice clean sweep there for SK Gaming. We'll have Olaf Meister 70 AK-47, but the financial situation for FaZe is absolutely fine. That was a very slow set piece there, quite an obvious one. They didn't really show any presence towards middle. They didn't push or pressure the CTs on any other part of the map. Walking in to see what tremendous work Bolts did there with the M4A4. They're fine round number 8. Not out of the woods just yet, though. The reinvestment on the CT side of all the utilities is always going to be expensive, because incendiaries cost a lot of money. So if they lose this, it will be a harsh reset, and they'll only have about $3,500 per player as FaZe set up for the set piece towards the B-bomb site. This will be smokes towards the arches, one towards the kitchen window, flashes over, and they'll try and see if they can get anything going here. They're waiting for the initial aggression right now. They will be executing towards B, but wait for the smokes to go down, any CT pushes to come in. As you can see, top of middle, we do have Olaf Meister patrolling and holding off any pushing CTs.
Molotov late to the window from Olaf. Fallen forced off position, but it's Kerrigan that wants contact. Taco's at the bench, blinded up. They got the crossfire set because he's turned around in time. They will get cold, but Taco's there to trade immediately. Good pullback from Nico, excuse me. As he'll get inside of the site. Guardian couldn't quite flick fast enough on the jump across from Fallen. He did take him down to 17. But Nico still has position to watch on Catwalk, and the smoke's still down at forward stance as well. Good find from Fallen, but Olaf, it's the stance I was talking about, to cut off Fur. Now has position to rotate back in. Oh, not planted for him, but Nico, my goodness. Rips Bolt's head clean off. It's just Fallen to find it. With 17 HP, Nico's easily going to put FaZe on map point.
Really nice call from carrying to that point. The set piece towards B, and what a wonderful play it is as well. What I love about that execution is they throw the smokes out, and then they actually go in before the smokes bloom. They're finding frag, and they're trading. That's all they need to happen in that particular round. If you trade it out to a 3-on-3, the smokes bloom as those kills happen. Meaning you've got 15 seconds there with a bomb down, with every choke point covered off by the smokes, and there's nothing the CTs can do to even consider retaking it at that point. Lovely shots coming in from Nico, and another one from Rain. Fur tried the challenge towards the Palace. It's map point as SK Gaming find themselves in a 5-on-4 situation.
What a turnaround from FaZe. We'll get an update on the tables naturally when we get to the desk after this round and we head into the deciding and final matches, but this certainly makes things interesting for FaZe to get back in the mix. Olaf as well takes down Bolt. Aggressive from Fallen, he'll get Rain, but Olaf goes twice as aggressive as he jumps over toward the E-box stairs. Good pullback from Taco. They've at least got it back to a 2 versus 2, but they don't have a lot to work with only the FAMASas in hand and one kit for Taco. As the bomb planted in Kerrigan and Nico, and Nico's not having anything from it. He'll get aggressive to cut off Taco and leave it to cold.
Good nade. Not enough.
Not quite. Down to 15. He's 2-1. So I was going to say 66% in winning clutches in these situations, but Nico closes it. And it goes 16-8 for FaZe. And they increase their chances again heading in after round 5.